in fair Nottamun Town. Not a soul would look up, not a soul would look up, not a soul would look down, not a soul would look up, not a soul would look down, to show me the way to fair Nottamun Town. Met the king and the queen and the company more, come riding behind and a marching before, come a stark naked drummer a beating the drum, with his hands on his bosom come marching along. Sat down on a hard firm frozen stone, 10,000 stood around me, and yet as alone, took my hat in my hands for to keep my head warm. 10,000 got drowned that never was born. So this was Fair Nottamun Town, which is, I believe, a very old song and a quite clearly sort of nonsense song. And Bob Dylan took the melody to do Masters of War, which is, well, a political song that he wrote a while ago. So now, I have too many songs I'd like to sing, probably. I think I'm gonna go for an Irish song, which is called Recruited Collier, and is basically about how so many young Irish men would be enticed and would join the army without being really clear on what they just did. Yeah, so here it is, and the version I took from Anne Briggs. What's the matter with you, wee lass? And where's your dashing Jimmy? The soldier boys have picked him up and sent him far, far from me. Last payday he went off to town, and those red-coated fellows enticed him in and made him drunk, and he'd better gone to the gallows. The very sight of his cockade, it sets us all a-crying, and me, I nearly fainted twice. I thought that I was dying. My father would have paid the smart, and he ran for the golden guinea, but the surgeon swore he'd kissed the book, so now they've got young Jimmy. When Jimmy talks about the wars, it's worse than death to hear him. I must go out and hide my tears, because I cannot bear them. A brigadier or grenadier, he says they're sure to make him, but he jives and cracks his jokes and begs me not forsake them. As I walk toward the stubble fields, below it runs the seam, and I thought of Jimmy hewing there, but it was all a dream. He used the very coals we burn, and when the fire is leaking, to think the lumps were in his hands, it sets my heart a-bleeding. So break my heart and then it's sore, so break my heart, my dearie, for I'll lie in the cold green ground, for a single life I'm weary. Thank you. Okay, so this was Irish Recruited Collier. So I think, yeah, so I don't exactly remember if this is an English or Irish song. I think It's probably English, but I sing it in a kind of Irish way, maybe, but you'll see. It's called Gathering Rushes in the Month of May, and it's a very funny story, at least I find it quite funny. So it's about a girl, and, well, she's just had a baby, and she comes back home, and her dad sees that there's something weird, so they keep on talking to each other, and she tries to keep it secret, but then at some point it's quite clear that she had this baby. And this is again from the singing of Anne Briggs. A fine young girl, all in the month of May, she was gathering rushes just at the break of day. But before she's gone home, she's born a little son, and she's rolled him underneath her apron. Well, she cried at the threshold as she coming at the door, and she folded in her apron the little babe she bore. Said her father, where have you been, my little daughter Jane? And what's that you've got underneath your apron? Oh, father, dear father, it's nothing then, said she. It is only my new gown, and that's too long for me. And I was afraid it would draggle in the dew, so I rolled it underneath me apron. But in the dead part of the night, when all were fast asleep, this pretty little baby, oh, it began to weep. Said her father, what's that bird crying out so clear in the bedroom among the pretty maidens? Oh, father, dear father, it's nothing then, said she. It is only a little bird that fluttered to my knee, and I'll build for it a nest, I'll warm it on my breast, so it won't wake early in the May morning. But in the third part of the night, when all were fast asleep, this pretty little baby again began to weep. Said her father, what's that baby you're crying out so clear in the bedroom among the pretty maidens? Oh, father, dear father, it's nothing then, said she. It is only a baby that someone gave to me. Let it lie, let it sleep this night along o' me, and I'll tell to you its daddy in the May morning. Oh, was it by a black man, or was it by a brown? Or was it by a ploughing loud that ploughs the watery mains, that gave to you the stranger you wear with your new gown, that you rolled up underneath your apron? No, it wasn't by a black man, it wasn't by a brown. I got it from a ploughing loud that ploughs the watery mains. He gave to me the stranger, well, with my new gown, that I rolled up underneath me apron. Oh, was it in the kitchen garden, or was it in the hall? Or was it in the cowshed, or was it in the stall? I wish I had a firebrand to burn the building down, where you met with him on a May morning. No, it wasn't in the kitchen garden, it wasn't in the hall, and neither in the cowshed, neither in the stall. It was down by yonder spring, where the small birds they sing, that I met with him on a May morning. Thank you. Okay, so to conclude, I'm gonna go to Scotland. So this is The Banks of Red Roses, and although it looks like a cheerful song, it's actually not cheerful, it's quite gore. So yeah, it's again about a girl and a lad, and the lad is not properly the person you'd like to meet or be with. When I was a wee girl, I heard my mama say that I was a foolish lass and easy led astray. And before I would work, well, I'd rather sport and play with my Johnny on the by the banks of red roses. My love and I sat down, and he pulled out his charm flute and played his love a tune. In the middle of the tune, well, his bonny lassie cried out, "Ah, Johnny, lovely Johnny, would you leave me?" Next he took her to his cabin, and he treated her to tea, saying, "Drink, my dearest Mary, and come along with me." Saying, "Drink, my dearest Mary, and come along with me to the bonny, bonny banks of red roses." Then they walked and they talked till they came unto a cave, where Johnny all the day had been digging up a grave. Where Johnny all the day had been digging up a grave, for to lay his lassie low among the roses. Next he pulled out a penknife, it was both long and sharp, and he plunged it right into his own dear Mary's heart. And he plunged it right into his own dear Mary's heart, and he left her lying low among the roses. Thank you very much.